You! Yes, I'm gonna show you my favorite boy ever. Ready? You ready? You ready? You ready? Da 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 da! See? Hey, howdy, I'm Frizz McGwiz. We all at least have one OCs, or at least one fictional character we're just obsessed with. And out of all my OCs, I have one character that I'm obsessed with, and that is Rory Reynolds. Now, Rory is a character that I'm constantly drawing, thinking, and brainstorming about. So today, I'm letting it all out, and you guys can listen to me ramble and brainstorm. Starting from the very beginning, the first drawing of Rory. He was supposed to be just a one-off doodle. Just, oh, let's just draw some fancy, cool, hot guy. And you see, he wasn't just a one-off doodle. Then I went and doodled him again. Oh, the drawing looks like garbage. But after that doodle, I realized I really liked this character's design. But he just didn't have a name. So I went to Instagram and posted on my story, just basically calling out to whoever wanted to name him. And someone suggested Rory. I immediately fell in love with this name. It just felt perfect for him. Rory means Red King. And I didn't know how perfect this name actually was until later on when I actually figure out his lore. Now, speaking of lore, I had no idea where to start with even brainstorming, but I ended up coming up with a whole world concept. This world concept was originally for a webtoon, and Rory was supposed to be the villain for this world, or at least one of them. To summarize the concept, because I'm not gonna yap about this forever, for people with enough goal, enough ambition in their life, who are about to die early before they can accomplish this goal, they are basically given a second chance. With the chance, they are given a ghost that is related to their goal. Say if the person wanted to be one of the best artists or something along the lines of that, the ghost would be like an artist or a master at painting or something like that, and basically teach and help the person reach their goals. Now, for Rory, he originally was a loan shark wanting to rise in the ranks of the crime organization or mafia he was in. And he was basically given a ghost who would help him commit crime. So yeah, barely ended up keeping any of that. It's not like I didn't like the concept. It's more like it could have been better. And better I made it, I think. I don't know. Now, Rory's new and improved backstory is, growing up, he was an absolute nepo baby. As his father owned a bank. This banking company was actually a front for a mafia crime organization called the Rose Garden. And Rory, being the oldest son, he is basically the one who's gonna take over this mafia group or whatever, I don't care. Given this, he had yummers. Because of this, he had a lot of pressure put on him as a kid, and he ended up being a troublemaker growing up and lashing out because his parents were too strict. Woo! In Rory's 20s, he was a very big party goer. So when he was 24, he met someone he really liked. Her name was Lorelai, and within the year, they ended up getting married. And within the following year, also having a kid. But with this life, they had to run away from the mafia. So they spent 3 years trying to escape the mafia, constantly having to move. But Rory just had enough. He could not stand running for his life all the time for 3 years. That is draining. So Rory met up with his father, the leader of the Rose Garden, the said mafia trying to hunt him down. They had made a deal. The Rose Garden is, of course, themed around roses, and in order to take care of roses, you have to do something called pruning. At least that's what I think it's called. Basically, it's where you have to cut off the head of roses that are causing the bush to be weak because they're putting so much effort into the bad flower that the bush becomes weaker. So if you put that logic towards the mafia, you have to get rid of people that cause the family to get weak. And that would be Lorelai. Lorelai is causing Rory to become weaker. So the deal was, Rory, in order to get back to his beautiful nepo baby life, he would have to get rid of Lorelai. Since Rory is selfish and self-centered at this time, of course he said yes, thusly getting rid of his wife. I hate him! Rory, now being 37, he has been haunted by his wife for just about 10 years. So that's Rory's lore. I have Spotify playlists with him, and I even have him in The Sims. Rory has now taken over the mafia and the banking company his father used to own, so he's a big man, big boy. For his story, I also made different characters. Like, Rory has a secretary named Lilith Finch. Her story is basically, while she was in the US Marines, her family was dealing with debt with the mafia. In order to pay it back, she decided to just sell herself, basically, and fake her own death so her family wouldn't know her decision. It's still a work in progress, but that is basically what I have in mind for her. Rory also has a sister. Here's a picture of her. I don't really have any story for her just yet, but she exists. I am also in the works of making him a advisor of some sort. I'm thinking of naming him Simon. I'm still working on him as well. If you guys want to know more about these characters, let me know and I'll make a separate video of them for them when they're all good and yummy. Honestly, I think that's about it with Rory. I don't know how long this video is. Woo! I love him. And bye-bye! Woo!